compression. Oh!
The greatest man alive. But now I'm a man. Way past 21. I want you to leave me, baby. I have lots of fun. I'm a man. I spend
Oh, that's compression.
a child.
All right, not a bad training session. I came in with all kinds of youth and enthusiasm, ready to rock and roll. It was a little chilly in here. I got warmed up as things got going with both heaters going on, especially once I got my gear on. Worked up, man. That's an absolute ridiculous amount of band tension. I don't know exactly what it weighs, but I know it's enough to bend that Texas squat bar with no weight on it but the bands. It's got a nice little bend to it. So I've had 700 on that bar before with very minimal bend. I don't think it was 700 on there, but it was a nice, ridiculous amount of band tension. If you watch, my rack has been repaired before, and the pegs at the bottom where I hook the bands on one side is about 1.5 inches to 2 inches higher than on the other. So it's going to take me a little bit while to adjust the bands to get them the right tension. The bands on the left side, starting out, were considerably heavier than the bands on the right side, so it's going to just take me a little bit of while to get all that managed out, but if I leave them on there, they will work themselves out pretty even. Set with 2 plates, felt exciting. I'm going to have some marks in my back, that's for sure. 3 plates was wild, and I thought I should just call it there, because it felt like well over 750 to 800 on my back when I picked it up. I've already watched it on video. It looks way easier on video than it felt. But I got kind of fired up. Did not put my suit on, just kept the briefs on. I wanted to put the suit on as I put the 4th plate on. But I got to thinking, what if I put that suit on? Sometimes that suit takes a set or 2 of adjustment to get it in the right spot. So if I put that suit on and it's not in the right spot, I could very well push and it could turn my knees in, like suits do on your first couple of sets. It could pull one thing one way, one thing another. Something is off balance. I could end up tearing a quad, a hamstring. Something could go wrong fast. So I risked just wearing the briefs, which I'm fine. I'm strong with briefs on. The suit might have just slowed me down. I don't know. And here's the thing, when you add more band tension and you allow me to move fast on the way down, I can usually move fast on the way up. So you can see on that set, I could not unrack it and hold it. It was a lot of compression really, really fast on the spine. I didn't really want to risk that either with my back, so I went down pretty quick as soon as I unracked it because it was a lot of weight at the top. Felt like it moved much slower than it looks on the video, and I got it back in the rack really, really quick. It would be nice to have someone here to re-rack that, because when I lean forward to re-rack it, your hamstring is stretching because you've already stood up. Now you're leaning forward kind of on your calves, dive bombing it back into the rack. So I do feel that a little bit on my hamstring. I may need to make some adjustments in the rack if I'm going to continue to do that. And a smart person would not continue to use that much band tension for very long. Moved on to good mornings. I had a plan. I wanted to use the SS yoke bar in my program, in my plan, but didn't want to change around all the bands and the bars, so I just kept the regular bar. What I want to do is to keep the bands out in front of me. That way I can make a hinge kind of this way. I want to use hamstrings, glutes, and low back to hinge the bar as a good morning kind of this way as the bands are pulling me forward. Not so much an upwards this way as you would typically think of a good morning, if that makes sense. The only issue with that is that was a lot of band tension, a lot of weight to do that with. And it's a whole lot of weight to get back in the rack as well. So it's going to take me a couple of weeks to figure out exactly how I want to push those and where I want to go with those, but I just need to make consistent progress. My back, hamstrings, glutes did not feel bad at this point. What was eating me up was straight across my upper back and my shoulders, just from all of the band tension jamming down through my shoulders, rear delt, upper back, and I still didn't want to push my back extremely hard. So I moved on to the sumo box deadlifts, and you know, I haven't picked up a heavy deadlift in a few weeks, and my back feels good. The last few days, today's Wednesday, the last 3 days have been the first 3 days in a row that I can remember that I can pretty much feel all the toes on my right foot. So I would like to keep it that way, and I want to walk that little fine line. So I told myself I wasn't going to pick up anything off the floor, but I needed the hamstring work, I needed the back work. My first set with 2 plates, I felt it just a little working in my low back, so I decided to keep it there and just get 3 sets of 5 reps in there. Finish off in the back with some hamstrings, leg extensions, and some abs. I had it in my plan to do repeated sets, rounds of those, but as I could feel things starting to tighten up, it's probably a much better idea to go home and do another 3 rounds of hamstrings, quads, and abs with a set of bands at home, along with some Thompsons to release my lower back and to work the glutes as well. It's probably better to do that than it is to kill myself here in a short period of time and then get all screwed up. I need the overall volume, I need the work capacity, I need the sets, I need the reps, but I also need to be able to not get extremely sore, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes some kind of sense. So today wasn't the day that I wrote out on paper, because I wrote out some amazing, probably 30 something sets on paper. Not 30, well, may have been 30 sets on paper. But I got here, and then once I feel it, I realized that that's not where I need to be. Probably after the heavy squats, and I could feel that my hands were still stuck to the bar. That was a shocker. That's one of those things right at the beginning where after you do that, how much else do you really need? You need the muscular work. You need to work whatever your weaknesses are, but your whole body is just kind of fried and somewhat numb. Probably didn't do that. I need to get back to the SS yoke bar. I need to get back to my speed work, but I had all those bands and I really wanted to try it. And 2 weeks ago, I barely squeaked out 4 plates with the old bands and the canvas suit on. So I wanted to go ahead and knock that out today. So that's basically today. I don't know when I'm going to train again. My son, my 3-year-old, has his Christmas program on Friday, which is my bench press day. I'm not going to miss that for the world. So I don't know if I can get to a gym, maybe my son's gym, on Thursday or Friday and just get some bench pressing in. I've got my bench press shirt and wrist wraps right over there. I'll take it with me just in case I can get to his gym and put that on, or just do some raw bench and get a pump in my chest, shoulders, and triceps and get some abs work in. So other than that, the plan is to see you guys on Sunday. So see you Sunday, guys.